Welcome back, True Seeker. Open up, beat me to it. Congrats to the winners. Another successful college football championship called, and we did like Michigan to cover tonight. I thought they might very well win by 10, but I'm going to tell you why they won 34-13 by 21 instead. Of course, next year, Michigan and Washington will both be in the Big Ten. Oregon and Washington are moving from the Pac-12, which is pretty much dissolved, to the Big Ten. Michigan and Washington will play their first game next year, October 5th, as members of the Big Ten in the 10th month. And, of course, this whole thing was synced with Brady, who used to wear number 10 at Michigan. Of course, tonight's quarterbacks both wore number 9, and Michigan got their 9th all-time win against Washington. But, again, we're going to talk about how synced this is with Tom Brady and the Harbaugh brothers. And, of course, they were both out there tonight. And, didn't Brady win a Super Bowl in this stadium? You guys remember that when Brady beat the Falcons with the 25-point comeback on 2/5 in the 97th NFL season when 97's the 25th prime and they moved the touchback 25 yards? Notice what it says down there. Michigan tops Washington for first national title since 97. And you know how many losses Harbaugh stayed on with Michigan? 25. Oh yeah, 25. Big number with the Ravens as well, which John Harbaugh coaches, who beat Jim Harbaugh in Super Bowl 47. And how many points do we have in this game? We got 47 total points. Like how Seattle's from the 47th parallel, where the spinning restaurant on the Space Needle does a full rotation every 47 minutes. Or at least it did for almost all of its existence until they remodeled the thing in 2018. But 47's a big number up in Washington. You might have noticed at the game against Texas last week, they had to stop the clock with 47 seconds. The injury to the Washington player who had to exit early today. But yeah, the level of scripting, like we show year after year, how rigged college football is and how rigged NFL football is. And by the way, a lot of people in our community had a future in for Michigan at the start of the year because we talked about how it could be a real special year for both Harbaugh brothers, who've already had a championship ritual together in the NFL against Super Bowl 47 11 years ago. And by the way, Super Bowl 47 was played on the 34th day of the year, and Maryland equals 34 in Gematria when you run it forwards and 47 in reverse. And, of course, the Ravens from the state of Maryland won. But look at tonight's score. I mean, 34-13, 47 total points. And, again, we'll get to why they won by 21. My prediction was they'd win by 10 to cover, but it doesn't matter when you just took them to cover the spread. They definitely covered. So, look at this, you guys. Look at how, oh my God, it's just crazy. Let's start right here with the 206 piece. Again, in Gematria. For all of you guys who think this stuff's a joke, the joke's on you because we're here calling futures and games year after year at a high winning percentage. And it has become more challenging with time as more people have learned about this, but you should not be sleeping on this knowledge. And if anyone's from my city of Seattle watching this and has never seen this before, shame on you for not looking for the truth. I've been here every single day for over a decade educating about this. Anyway, Michigan Wolverines in Gematria, the simple practice of coding numbers into words, is 206. And Michigan just beat the team from the 206 area code Seattle, while the University of Michigan is 206 years old. And again, Michigan just beat Alabama in the Rose Bowl, keeping Saban on 206 wins with Alabama. So, that's the start of the 206 list. And here's Saban's record right now with Alabama, 206-28. That was after his loss last week. So look at the Ravens right now. This is the Ravens' current franchise record, regular season and postseason. The Ravens are 272, 206, and 1. And just in case anybody thinks that that's like some old screenshot for some, like I'm just trying to cook up some contrived number mumbo jumbo here. Let's just go to Football Reference right now so you can see it with your own eyes. The Ravens in their 28th season, they have 194 regular season losses and 12 postseason losses. And if you're in college, you should be able to add those two numbers together and see that they equal 206. And just wait until we get to the punchline. Now, with regards to Brady being the Michigan product, who this is synced with, and remember, Michigan just beat Alabama on the 24th anniversary of Brady beating Alabama in overtime in the Rose Bowl. last week. But notice Brady. Brady got his 206th career win in this game, December 23rd, 2018, over the Bills. He won 24-12. Here we are in 2024. 24-12. And he got that win, that 206th win, on Jim Harbaugh's birthday in 2018. Tom Brady's 206th career win came on Jim Harbaugh's birthday. I mean, just think about it. Just think about how scripted this all is. And this is what we've been showing for over a decade, that college is scripted, pro is scripted, and they're scripted together, and that's why the rituals always intersect by the numbers. And for all of you who can't grasp this, real simple thing to look into. American football is credited to a Freemason, and on Masonic temples, they etch the phrase, all is number. All is number, right? And we'll get to Masonic temple, and the body's the temple, and there's 206 bones in the adult human body. We'll break it all down. We already are. But here's the clincher. Here's the clincher. Harbaugh Bowl 206, right? Harbaugh Bowl 206. And, of course, you know, they showed in the game how Jim came and surprised John. And they showed him hugging at the 33-yard line, if you caught that, right at the 33. The game was on 33 combined points for a while. Of course, 33 is the highest degree of the Scottish Rite. Walter Camp was a Scottish Rite Freemason. But if you're new here, Gematria, it's based on the alphabetic order forwards and backwards. And I want you to see how Harbaugh Bowl is 118 in the most simple cipher. If you guys follow my website, GematriaEffectNews, I put out a post before the game for free for everyone about the death of the German football star who's in the news today and the significance of him dying 118 days after his birthday and how his name, Franz Beckenbauern, equals Michigan Wolverines. And again, Harbaugh today got his 118th college win. 118th win, right? And they call this thing the CFP National Championship. You see how it's also 118 as well as 379? It's interesting because the Washington coach just fell to 37-9 with the loss, picking up his 9th loss in the Battle of the Nines in NRG Stadium, which equals 45, the 9th triangular number. And again, just to, actually, I'm not sure if this is going to be updated yet on College Football Reference. It'll probably update tomorrow. But let's see. What's his name? Kalen DeBar. So yeah, this isn't quite updated. But when it does update, he came into the game 37-8, so he obviously just picked up his 9th loss. You can see it shows right here that he's 14-0 this year. Obviously, he just lost, so now he's 14-1. So when this updates, he'll be 37-9 for his career after losing in the CFP National Championship, the same words written on every box score on the screen all night, as Harbaugh gets the 118th win. And again, if you guys are just tuning in for the first time, all offseason we were documenting all of the deaths with the Baltimore Ravens and even Jim Brown of the Cleveland Browns when his Browns team became the Baltimore Ravens in '96 under Art Modell. And again, that's why we started looking early this year, how there could be something going on with both Harbaugh brothers. Michigan was one of the top teams. And, you know, I mean, it's just right on the money how they did it. But, and you got to love that Joe Flacco's QBing for the Browns right now, who won Super Bowl 47 with the Ravens. So, here, I just also want you to see how perfect these scripts are, because it's not just for this game, it's just game after game as we're always documenting. At halftime, I wanted people to see that Michael Penix, however you want to say it, Jr., at halftime he had 128 passing yards. And coming into this game, Michigan-Washington, the point differential all-time was plus 121 for Michigan, right? Plus 121. So being up 7 at halftime made them plus 128. And then you have the Washington QB on 128 passing yards. Look at Wolverines in Gematria. 128, right? Look at Wolverines the other way when you run it forwards. 142. And again, if you're new here, these simple ciphers are so simple. It's the alphabetic order. A is 1, up to Z is 26. It's the reverse alphabetic order. Z is 1, back to A is 26. and then it's the 2 orders with numerology applied. It's very simple. It's elementary math. But they were up plus 128 in the point differential at halftime, and since they won by 21 and came in plus 121, they're now plus 142 all-time against Washington. Again, why you must know the ciphers forwards and backwards. You see how Wolverines is also 52 like Pope? You see how Pope's also 25? When Brady beat the Falcons, and Falcons is also 25 for the record, but when Brady beat the Falcons in the Super Bowl in the same stadium, coming back from 25 points in the 97th season, and just so you can see, Harbaugh, let's pull up Harbaugh's stats real quick too. We didn't finish showing the other coach's stats. Harbaugh came into tonight with 117 wins, picked up his 118th, stayed on 46 total losses as a coach, and stayed on 25 losses with Michigan. Picked up his 89th win with Michigan tonight, which is the 24th prime number, which is perfect for the start of 24. But again, the thing about the Pope, tonight's game was perfectly synced with the Pope. Again, the Pope blessed, if you go back and look, the Pope blessed the Super Bowl that Brady beat the Falcons coming back from 25. Actually, do you see how Pope is 52, 25, and 56 like Wolverines? Or Wolverines is 52 and 56, and Harbaugh stayed on 25 losses with the team. But again, the Pope blessed that game where Brady came back. Brady has met the Pope before, just like how, except for Brady, he met Pope Benedict, or not Benedict, John Paul II is who he met with in the early days of his NFL career. But Harbaugh the other year met with the Pope as well, right before Jake Butt got in the very Catholic draft ritual with the Broncos, which we talked about earlier today. But this game was synced with the Pope because today is the 23rd day of the Pope's age, and Michigan just got their 23rd win in bowl games, again, against the team with the W on the helmet. W's 23. And again, it should start to make a lot of sense to you if you just actually think about things. The calendar we're on is named after the Pope. You know the phrase, all roads lead to Rome. You know this nation's capital is all full of Roman architecture. Anyhow, W on the helmet, the 23rd letter, 23rd day of the Pope's age, Michigan's 23rd bowl win to win, and this will go down as the 23 season, even though the game's at the start of 2024. This will go down as the 2023 season. And Michigan stayed on 29 losses. Huskies is 29. Huskies is also 97, the 25th prime, first championship since 97. And 23 and 29. So what game was it for the Wolverines, right? It was their 52nd bowl game. Wolverines 52 like Pope, synced with the Pope. All things we talked about earlier today. All the same types of things we talk about year after year as we see sports championship after sports championship synced with the same types of people in the same high places. And just as a reminder, Catholic is 71 forwards, 145 in reverse, like the 145 more chapters in the Catholic Old Testament. Denver Broncos is 71. Jake Butt fell to the 145th pick of the draft, going to the Denver Broncos right after Harbaugh met with the Pope. And again, just the Catholic Church, abuse, Jake Butt, tight end. I mean, who knows if that's even where the term came from. Tight end 87, like the Catholic Church is 87, like the Pope's 87 years old right now. You know what I mean? Where's Jake Butt at? This guy needs to make a confession. And here's the other thing. Michigan tonight became 9-5 versus Washington. 9-5. This year's Super Bowl is on the 95th birthday of the Vatican. First ever Super Bowl on February 11th. At the time Michigan wins the championship, they've been ranked in the AP poll 52 times. But here, Michigan's record versus Washington. I just want you to see this. They were 8-5 coming in tonight, right? 8-5. They got their 9th win in the Battle of Number 9s. Again, these stats will update tomorrow. You come back here to Football Reference tomorrow, College Football Reference. You'll see that they're 9-5. All year we've been talking about all the deaths in Baltimore, the most Catholic city in America, for this NFL season. And again, how this Super Bowl is on the 95th birthday of the Vatican. And like we said, I mean, is Baltimore going to be in the Super Bowl? Very possible. If not, there's still a reason all these deaths are connected to Baltimore, the most Catholic city, when the Super Bowl's on the 95th birthday of the Vatican. And again, one Harbaugh just became 9-5 versus the school he's playing in the championship, and then his brother just happens to show up. You know what I mean? Of course, Baltimore also equals 58, like the Super Bowl number. And funny enough, check this out. On this website, there is a date calculator. You can also use other date calculators on the website. But I just want you to see how perfect these rituals are. So today's game, January 8th, 2024 is today. And Washington and Michigan are going to play October 5th, 2024, once Washington's officially in the Big Ten. You see how that's 271 days from today? 271 is the 58th prime number. This game synced up with the NFL championship game, Super Bowl 58, 34 days from today. The Super Bowl's in 34 days. You guys realize that, right? It's on the 42nd day of the year, February 11th. How many points did Michigan win with tonight? They won with 34, while the Ravens coach is there. Well, remind me, what scores have the Ravens won their Super Bowls with? Didn't they win both of them with 34 points? 34, 34-13. That's 47 points. And again, Maryland, where the Ravens are, is 34-47. Ravens won Super Bowl 47, the Harbaugh Bowl, on the 34th day of the year. It's not just now dawning on me that Maryland's 128 like Wolverines as well. Maryland 128, Wolverines 128. And you see how Maryland's also 88? You see how Purple's 88? You see how George Washington's 88? Baltimore, just outside Washington, D.C., Harbaugh came in with 88 wins versus the Purple team when his brother coaches the Purple team in the NFL in Maryland. You know. Did you know that Queen Elizabeth only ever went to one American football game, and it was a college football game where Maryland beat North Carolina way back in the 50s, if you want to look that up. Elizabeth had a lot of 88 rituals in her time, and of course she died at 96 like we said she would. 201 days after old Cootie's diagnosis, when that was the number for the simulation of the Cooties. But yeah, it's just, you know, we talked about all this, and if I didn't say so, in light of how synced this is with Brady, Harbaugh's record is 118-46 now, right? 118-46, while Tom Brady's 46 years old. Tom Brady, 118-46. See how Tom Brady's 35-46, just like Catholic, like how he met the Pope. He got his Super Bowl with the 25-point comeback, blessed by the Pope. Did you see how Tom Brady was also 98-118? Look at Patriots, 98-118. Look at New England Patriots, 98, right? Look at Michigan Wolverines. 98. 206, where we started. Michigan Wolverines, 100. They won the championship 100 years ago as well. You know what's interesting? We had a college basketball championship earlier this year where the UConn Huskies won. And remember how it was UConn's 120th season and Hasheem to beat is 120, and through the whole tournament they kept showing you that ad with the Hasheem to beat Coca-Cola jersey? All tournament they kept showing it to you. And then when UConn won the tournament, if you go back and add it up, all of UConn's wins in March Madness, which ended in Houston, they beat all of their opponents by a total margin of 120 points. If you doubt that, go back and add it up. We talked about that then. We identified UConn before the tournament with huge odds as one of the top narratives to win it. And then after the opening round, we thought they had the best narrative to win it because it was the 84th tournament. And they stopped the game after UConn scored the 84th points and took down the net because they said there was a snag in it. It's like, they take down the Nets when they win the championship. Looks like a little early tribute, and sure enough, it was. But the reason I'm talking about this is because it was the Huskies, right, in Houston. And you see how Michigan Wolverines is 280? The UConn Huskies won the championship in Houston April 3rd, 2023. And from that day to today is 280 days later. So one Huskies team wins in Houston, another loses to the Michigan Wolverines 280 days later. Again, is Michigan wins the championship in the 100th anniversary of winning a championship, 1923. And by the way, what's the square root of 100? It's 10. Michigan just got their 10th championship over Washington, who's joining the Big Ten. That's why I really did think they were going to win by 10, and it's fine they won by 21 because cover the spreads that covered the spread. But I thought the 10 would just be like just an uppercut script. The 21 did make some sense, though. And as we talk about, 21 can be a real big number in basketball because Moon is 21 and so is Lunar. We love those numbers in the Pacers upsetting the Celtics tonight. Celtics fell to 11-8 away. They just beat the Pacers with 118 points in the game prior. Tonight was Joe Mazzulla's 118th. Again, you can just apply this knowledge all over the place and just see through the scripts. But Pacers also got the 57th home win in the series over the Celtics. Anyway, don't want to confuse you, but just understand these ciphers, and this is the way the game's rigged. Yeah, and by the way, just when Michigan beat Alabama in overtime, it was on the 24th anniversary of Brady doing the same thing to Alabama, 24 years to the day. And one more time, Brady's 46 years old. Their win over Alabama was on the 152nd day of Brady's age. Alabama got their 311th win, which is Alabama got their 311th loss, which is the 64th prime number. And the game went to overtime, and overtime equals 44 and 46 like Michigan. So, let me just take a peek at the box score. Something interesting, the quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, he stayed on 49 passing touchdowns for his career because all Michigan did was run him in tonight. It makes a bit of sense because Washington's 49 in the most pure, just like how in the last game it was Steve Sarkisian, 49 years old, versus Kalen DeBoer, Washington's coach. They're both 49 years old. Steve Sarkisian got his 49th career loss. Of course, Washington got to 14-0, like Michigan. But yeah, he stayed on 49 passing touchdowns tonight, McCarthy. And I wondered if he might toss a few to get to 52, the Wolverines number and the whole Pope thing. Instead, they just ran the ball all over the place. Except for all of a sudden when they couldn't move the ball to keep the game close and interesting so people didn't turn off the game, because that's also how they script it. They got to make sure you're watching all the advertisements and buying all the beer and chips and pizza and thinking about getting another new truck and more in debt. So, the banks and the automotive companies can keep you right there in the state of slavery they got most Americans in, where they gotta pay the bills. Let's see. Final box score. McCarthy finished with 140 yards defeating Washington. Not that great of a game for him, but hey, fitting numbers in the script. Penix's stats off the top aren't standing out to me. I feel like in our stream we did bring up something about 255, but I forget what it was. Blake Corum led all rushers with 134 yards. It's Michigan's 134th season. This was Michigan, the football team's 134th season. The university's 206 years old. Donovan Edwards, who got it rolling with 2 touchdowns to start, including a 46-yarder. 104. It's the 104th NFL season right now. Remember, everybody and their mom who died this year in the offseason had the 104 connection. Jim Brown, 104. Brown's finally back in the playoffs. Cleveland's coach, 41 years old. Ray Lewis lost his son in the offseason, another 104. Both the GM and the owner of the Ravens' birthdays is the 10th day of the 4th month. Just think about it, a Harbaugh on a purple team. Washington had 46 total rushing yards. I love it. Man, I love it. Oh, it's so bad. Michigan 46, Houston, Texas 46. These scripts, You guys, if ESPN was really sports news, don't you think they would have had me on about 1 million times right now? Don't you think instead of that burnt lobster-looking guy who used to kick field goals for the Colts and wasn't that good out of it, instead of him getting that 80, don't you think they'd have me on every day if it was sports news? We'd be getting the $80-some million contract, what we do. Most impressive shit in the history of sports. No one ever exposed the rigging better, so... ESPN's not sports news. It's just part of the script, part of the cover-up, part of legitimizing something that isn't legitimate. Michigan had 303 rushing yards. That is crazy. It goes with the, again, big number with masonry. It goes with the Harbaugh brothers hugging it out at the 33-yard mark. No doubt a tribute to the brotherhood. If you're new here, in Gematria, Masonry's 33, Secrecy's 33, Order's 33, Federal's 33, DC's the Masonic City, House of the Temple's there with 33 columns on the outside, each 33 feet tall. By the way, Masonic Temple, coming back to that whole 206 thing. Masonic Temple 206. The body's the temple. 206 bones in an adult human body. So... You guys remembered all the 206s we hit earlier, right? How perfectly 206 it was, while Michigan is 206 years old, beating the team from the 206. And if you guys missed it, the hotel that exploded in Texas on Houston Street today, that was part of the ritual too. That's how these people operate. Notice it's on Houston Street in Texas. On a 53 date numerology, the explosion goes off in Fort Worth, where the Cowboys are. A reminder that Dallas is right next to Fort Worth, and the halftime performer for the Super Bowl, Usher, was born in Dallas. And at the same time he was announced as the halftime performer is when The Fall of the House of Usher was the big hit show on Netflix, which is based on Edgar Allan Poe, who the Ravens are named after. But they initially said 10 were injured, and then they upped it to 11. This was 10 days after the state of Texas's birthday, or the 11th day of the state's age. And, of course, football is 11 on 11, and you essentially had two teams from the Big Ten playing tonight, since that's where Washington's going. But the name of this hotel that blew up, Sandman Signature Fort Worth Downtown Hotel 178. Texas just turned 178 years old. And again, where's this whole thing of letters and numbers come from? It comes from Kabbalah, which also equals 178. So, even equals 52 like Wolverines. And they had the Kabbalah magic tonight. And honestly, that's the one thing that it does seem is actually a part of this scripting. Yeah, part of it does seem like it's some kind of sorcery, black magic, Aleister Crowley crap. And, you know, I wonder how much of it is that, but you just pay attention. The scripts are perfect. How about that? The leading Michigan receiver with 64 yards. Okay. Just for a refresher, big Michigan number. Alabama with the 311th loss, the 64th prime to Michigan. Oh. And you see how Michigan got to 15-0? That was another thing we talked about. If they got to 15-0, it makes sense in light of the Harbaugh brothers. Harbaugh is 150, right? You see that? 150. And I want to go back to the Harbaugh Bowl and show you what happened that year with 150. Art Modell, he took the Browns to Baltimore. And notice he was 35 years with the Browns and 8 years with Baltimore, like Lamar Jackson's wearing 8. And here's this championship on the 8th day of the year. Just for the record, Browns is 35. 35 years with the Browns, 8 with the Ravens. That's 43 years, you know. Football's 43. But Art Modell died on September 6th, right? 9-6. He took the Ravens from Cleveland to Baltimore in 96. That was the year of the Tupac death, and Tupac came up in Baltimore and was killed in Vegas. You know, there's rumors there's going to be the Tupac hologram. They were supposed to do it the other year, and they didn't. So, they saving it for this year in Vegas. We'll see. But, just for the record, where Baltimore is 58, Baltimore Ravens is 96, like how they became in 96. And Art Modell, his birthday, June 23rd, is the 174th day of the year, like Baltimore Ravens is 174. This year, October 7th, was the 174th death anniversary of Edgar Allan Poe, who the team's named after, or at least named after his poem, The Raven. And you might recall the day after his death, Tomlin got his 174th career win, beating the Ravens. And then Pickett became 10-7 as a starter the day after the 10-7 death anniversary of Poe, which is the day the war began in Israel, which is a significant date for a lot of reasons. And then, of course, the Steelers just finished the season beating the Ravens and becoming 10-7. But look at this. From Art Modell's death, September 6, 2012, that was just as the season was getting underway that ended in the Harbaugh Bowl. September 6, 2012 to February 3rd, 2013, the day John beat Jim, was 150 days later. 150 days. You get the Harbaugh Bowl? Jim gets to 15-0 tonight, and his brother's out there on the field with him. A decade we've been here showing how it's all rigged and scripted and how college is connected to pro. Doesn't matter if you're talking about basketball, baseball, football. They're doing the same thing in the sports year after year after year. You know, I remember one of those years with the baseball, Vanderbilt's winning the College World Series, and then next thing you know, Anderson Pooper Scooper's mother's dead and she's a Vanderbilt. It's like, how does nobody notice these things? Oh, man, you see what they just did with the Raiders player who won Super Bowl 18 with the pick six, putting up 21-3, a difference of 18 points, and then they announce he's dead the first day of NFL Week 18. It was the Raiders over the Washington, D.C. Redskins, and they announced it on the insurrection anniversary. All those Raiders in the Capitol. People got jokes for days. And I mean, honestly, is Jim Harbaugh not like a super weirdo? I mean, he's always been just such a weird guy. I mean, like, I would love to really talk to his players. I can't imagine this guy ever being motivational. He's like so monotone and weird. It's just... But yeah. Not to mention, just like, what was Alabama even doing in the college playoff? They didn't belong there, but they had to set it up for the ritual, for the anniversary of what Michigan did to Alabama 24 years to the day earlier with Brady. And again, all year they show you the Deion Sanders, Nick Saban ad, and then FSU, Deion Sanders school gets snubbed for Saban to get put in. I mean, just, and all through an insurance ad again. Just nonstop insurance ads for predictive programming. Last year was the most blatant thing ever. The Super Bowl in State Farm Arena for the 103rd NFL season. Mahomes goes into the Super Bowl 10-3 in the playoffs, and then wins and becomes 11-3 over the Eagles, 113, and again, Scottish is 103 and 113 when American football is credited to the Scottish Rite Freemason. So, all right, those were the things I could remember. What else did you guys catch tonight? Does anybody else want to hop on here and tell me what they remember? God, it's so sad how shadow banned and destroyed this channel is. You guys know there was a time when I could do a live stream on the least interesting topic and there was always 1,000+ people in the room. Now we're talking college football championship. We don't even have 300 people in here. That's called the shadow ban. And by the way, I did put out a nice video on this. None of you guys ever saw it because as soon as it went up, YouTube assigned it a copyright. And they're so selective when they do that. It's all politics. But here, I'll just show you guys the video that none of you saw that I made. It's a 6-minute video. And then when I saw that they blocked it, I said, that's it. I'm going live. I'm annoyed. You see that? Here's the video I put out tonight. Michigan covers the spread versus Washington. I dropped all sorts of information in this video, but just blocked on copyright. It's like, okay, how come? If this was like a regular season game, they wouldn't have done that. Selective enforcement's what YouTube does, all for the sake of censorship. And so, I mean, really, like YouTube, if they weren't all political, but you have to think about it. YouTube's making money, right? YouTube's advertising the college football playoff. They probably made $1 billion in ad revenue from, the NCAA today promoting their game. So there's a political reason to make sure that I'm shadow banned and nobody sees this video. You know, maybe they'll even take it down for medical misinformation like they've done so many other videos that had nothing to do with anything medical. So, here we got a call from the 206. Yo, what's up, Eric?
Hey, man. Are you still live?
Yeah, I'm streaming right now.
I know you're streaming. I'm sorry. I just want to mention this one number. 53. I'm just going to mention this right now. Jim Harbaugh was 53 years old when he met with the Pope in 2017. Are you aware of that?
Well, that's a good connection because now he wins it today on the 53 date numerology.
And the 17 date numerology, both, right?
Right.
Today's 17 numerology also.
That's why we like Donovan Edwards to score. He got his 17th career touchdown.
And it's 33 numerology as well. Remember, I sent you the little timestamp for 33 seconds of the Harbaugh brothers hugging at 33. Today's 33. And then Jim Harbaugh equals 199.
Yes, the 46th prime.
Connected to what's his name? Brady. Connected to Brady.
The 199th pick of the draft, whose name also equals 46, yeah? Connected to RFK, which equals 46, who died 199 days after his brother, like his brother was killed at age 46, the two Catholics.
Yeah, and Jim Harbaugh equals 98. Like the Virgin
Like Tom Brady,
Mary's,
like Michigan Wolverines. Yeah, we hit all those.
Hey, and also, they had a box. There was a Michael Jordan and Derek Jeter, and they were sharing a box. They showed this. You could look at it, and it was also the dude. Who's that artist where they had the Travis Scott? He was in the same box with Jordan and Jeter and the guy from ESPN. What's that guy's name? The big mouth dude. They were all in the same box.
Stephen A. Smith?
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith. And there's other people in it. I couldn't tell all the people, but those are the people they said they were in the box. So and Jeter, I didn't know that Jeter is a Catholic. Did you know that?
No surprises there.
I looked up his wiki and it said he was a Catholic. And so I was looking, did Jeter meet with the Pope? I'm thinking he probably met with the Pope at some point, don't you think?
Look into
Jordan, it. Then Jordan just met with the Pope. He was just in Italy, remember? You reported on that.
That was 201 days after the Pope's birthday, too. So.
And Harbaugh presented the Pope when he met him in 2017 with a pair of Air Jordans as well. Okay? Crazy. Okay? So I just want to interrupt with the 53 because he was 53 years old and his name's 53. Today has 53 numerology, and what? Vesica Pisces equals 53.
Which is the shape of the football in sacred geometry,
the shape of the, yeah. So I'm going to let you go, man. I don't need to interrupt, but I was just like, damn, I have to call him, all right? Anyway, dude, thanks for the coverage, man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing, incredible. Anyway, take it easy.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah, it's annoying to think like tomorrow Stephen A. Smith's going to be on having 1 billion people watch him preaching nothing but bullshit. And, somehow a decade into this with all that nobody's ever proven more about the world of sports than yours truly. Sorry, that's not an arrogant or false statement. It's just facts. Just absolutely destroyed the world of rig sports. And somehow, because of the way big tech is, man, they have just destroyed the success that we used to have and should be still having. And it also just shows you the ineptness of humanity to allow the algorithm to destroy us. I mean, the same people should have never fell off the wagon. They should be sharing the videos, getting the word out. We should have like 100,000 people at least on the live stream right now. We should have more people watching this than just actually watch the rigged game. But anyway, if anybody wants to hop on the stream, I did drop the link in the chat. If you guys have any other observations about this, I'm sure as soon as I finish, I'll remember the 5 other things I should have said. But, yeah, game of the night in the NBA tonight was the Pacers' upset of the Celtics. And just follow those patterns. Celtics 118. They dropped the Pacers to 11-8 at home as they beat them with 118. And then tonight, the Celtics fell to 11-8 away in their coach's 118th game. And he stayed on 85 wins as well. See how Boston's 85? Just like basketball is. And 11-8 away in his 118th game. So I don't know if I ever decoded Shannon Sharp. He's been out of the league the whole time we've been doing this. So I can go back and look at that Cat Williams interview where he dropped the 201s at the beginning in his 102nd interview. Well, you got I put the link in the chat. That's a way to call into the show. You just click the link. You don't have to put your face on the screen. You just join the stream and talk through it. I can take phone calls too. I can just open up the phone line. I know a lot of you guys prefer to do that. Hey, what's up? We got Evan in the room. Evan, let me make sure the audio settings are right. Actually, I think I got to flip around a few things here.
Does it work? Or do you have to fix stuff?
You there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think you're good. How's he sound, Chad? Okay. Go ahead, Evan.
In regards to more connections with Franz Beckenbauer, the German soccer player that died. Well, technically he died yesterday, but they announced his death today. Where was it? He died 20 weeks and 6 days before the upcoming Champions League final, which is basically the Super Bowl for European club soccer. Which
Another
is on
206. Yeah, hold on. Before we get into this, I did mean to talk about this. So again, he died 118 days after his birthday, like Harbaugh just got his 118th win. He died yesterday, 7/1. His name Franz Beckenbauer, 71. But his name Franz Beckenbauer is also 152 like Michigan and 280 like Michigan Wolverines, and died on 52 date numerology like Wolverines 52. Again, the ancestry of the Midwest, including Michigan, the most dominant population is Germans. I know that because my family's from the Dakotas, and it's a bunch of Germans out there too. But yeah, so there's no doubt that his sacrifice is connected to this game that just happened today. But you're also pointing out how it's connected to the upcoming European Championship. So go ahead.
Right. As I said, he died 20 weeks and 6 days before the Champions League final, which is going to be played at Wembley Stadium, and Wembley Stadium equals 206.
Oh, yeah. And we've seen some 206 rituals at Wembley Stadium. The Seahawks, when Pete Carroll became the all-time winningest coach, he beat the Raiders in Wembley Stadium exactly 206 weeks after the last meeting between the Seahawks and the Raiders. And then, you know who died the next day was the owner of the team, Paul Allen. And it reminds of his wingman, Bill Gates, how the year he became a celebrity, 94, Kurt Cobain died 206 days before Bill Gates' birthday.
Right. And also, he died. He was born on September 11th, or the 11th of September, as they write it over there. And he died a span of 119 days after his birthday. And for those who pay attention to soccer, so one of the teams in London where the Champions League final is going to be held this year is Arsenal. And if you read Osama bin Laden's Wikipedia page, it says that his favorite team was Arsenal. And that's not a surprise because Arsenal equals 119. And I don't know that much. I mean, I know some stuff about soccer, but from the decodes from the smaller decodes that I've done, it seems like Arsenal does have a good riddle to at least be in the Champions League final on June 1st.
All right, for all the people that do European football, might want to do a little more research. Could pay some dividends.
And then I don't know I can't remember if there's anything else that I had. Oh yeah, that's right. The Fort Worth explosion here. I'm like right down. Well, I'm not right. I work like right down the street from where that happened. I didn't hear anything, but some of my coworkers said they felt like the ground rumble or whatever. And like I didn't go over there, but I went like a couple blocks over, and the police had the whole block blocked off. So I didn't want to really go in there and try to see what was happening. But tomorrow I'll probably go over there on my lunch break, and hopefully the police presence will be gone, and maybe I can. There's a couple businesses over there. Maybe I can ask them if they heard or saw anything suspicious.
Probably not. Nobody's paying attention to anything. Sound asleep. We know what they did, though. The ritual's obvious, and you probably won't be able to find out anything because it'll be all taped off, and there probably still will be a police presence there. So that's how they keep everything on the DL.
All right, that's all I had. I got to get to sleep now. But
all right.
Yeah, thanks.
Have a good one, Evan. All right. If you guys don't want to join the stream, you can call in if you got any more observations about tonight's college football game. Let me just make sure the football or the phone line's open. I got the number up on the screen, but I might still have to hit a few more buttons here. Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah, the line's open. If you guys want to call in, you got some observations, some things I overlooked. Now is the time to share. And the trolls in the chat, your guys' comments are just useless. Again, only a fool would deny what we've been exposing for the last decade. Like, hey, we loved the Giants to upset the Eagles. We thought it was pretty obvious that they were going to become 6-11, the Giants, and the Eagles were going to fall to 11-6 because all year we've been showing how the freeway collapsed in Philadelphia on the date 11-6 or 6-11 was synced with the NFL season. And for all the people who look at stuff like that and go, that's crazy, there's no way they do that, you're wrong. You're 1,000,000% wrong. We've been proving this is exactly what they do year in and year out, and that's why we said Eagles 11-6 just makes too much sense. And we killed the Eagles down the stretch because we saw all the upsets coming against them. Eagles were payout city for us the last few weeks. What's up, 216?
Hey, Zach, real quick about the game tonight. The final score 34 to, what was that, 13, some of 47 points.
We talked about it. Maryland equals 34 and 47. Super Bowl 47 was one with 34 points on the 34th day of the year in the Harbaugh Bowl. We've been all over it.
Now, check this out. Next, for this up-and-coming Saturday, you know, the Texans are supposed to play the Browns in that same stadium. Now, C.J. Stroud, he's the quarterback for the Texans, and he's a prodigy of Ohio State. Ohio equals 47. Okay. Flacco, the name Flacco also equals 47. You know, and he won Super Bowl 47. So, you know, I'm looking at, you know, any possibility that maybe that's a nod towards the Cleveland Browns in Ohio because they're going to play there this Saturday.
I said many years ago, the Browns won't win a Super Bowl until Jim Brown dies. And what do you know? Jim Brown dies right before the start of the 104th NFL season. And again, there's a huge theme with Cleveland in the 2024 election as well, with Trump trying to repeat history. Grover Cleveland was the 22nd and 24th president. Trump announced he was running for the 24 election in 22. And again, Grover Cleveland, only split-term president in history. Cleveland, 78. Trump's going to be 78 years old for the election, 78 cards in the tarot deck. Jesse Waters primetime the other night foretelling that Trump would win the election through tarot cards. They're just clowning. So,
yeah, one thing I want to throw out there before I jump off, I noticed that Joe Flacco's birthday is January 16th, 1/16. And if you take that to the 13 moon calendar, it will, first off, the number, well, January 16th, if you write it out, 1/116, that you can also look at that as like 11/6. And if you go to the 11th moon and the 6th day on the 13 moon calendar, the Gregorian day that corresponds with that day is May 7th. The day that we write 5/7, and that's a championship number, isn't it? Or is that a World Series number? I'm thinking that's World Series, not championship. That's a World Series number. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for tonight, though, man.
all right. Appreciate it as always.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, take care. He's in Cleveland, so he's like, let this Ravens narrative be for the Browns. It's not out of the question. It's possible. It's possible. But, you know, you look at tonight's championship and the numbers, it is just reminiscent of, again, the Ravens have won their only Super Bowls with 34 points, and Maryland, again, 34 and 47. Somebody says, Zach, you are exactly like the Department of Homeland Security. You censor anyone who disagrees with you. Nope, I don't, but I do get rid of the trolls since you guys are paid to harass the community every single day and, you know, do all you can to slander. 213.
Yo, that was going on, man. Actually, I just want to say, I've been following you for a long time. Since I used to be a Falcons fan. Then we played Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. We got caught in one of those rig games. And that's how I found the channel through the Super Bowl rigging on that one. I just want to say, keep doing what you're doing, man. It's kind of crazy to see what's going on, and people just don't believe it. Like, today was just so obvious. I don't know, man. But I just want to say that keep doing what you're doing, man. Of course, they're going to nuke your channel because this stuff is too powerful, man. And, you know, they need the sheep of the world to really do what they do, because without them, they can't really get away with what they're getting away with. So, man, keep doing your thing, man. Keep pushing. I know the views are down. I'm a supporter, you know what I'm saying? I got the highest tier, so I'm trying to do what I can do, man. But, yeah, man, keep doing your thing.
Well, thank you, because there's only about 10 people in the world on the $20 tier, so you're one of them. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good one.
All right, take care. Yeah, by the way, you guys, if you guys want to see me out in front of the sports stadiums again, waking up the fans, we need more support. My support's way down since I went out all across America and spoke out about this knowledge publicly and did a damn good job. Woke up a lot of people on the street, got a lot of compliments. But for whatever reason, since I did that, just the support for the work is way down. And sweet lady here at home is just saying, see, Zach, no reason to go out and travel, not enough support. In fact, your support fell way off. So what's the point? So, yeah, you guys want to see this at the Super Bowl this year? The only way it's happening is if the support gets way up. So if all you guys could stop wasting your money on Starbucks and McDonald's and actually support somebody doing something real in the world, it would be helpful. What's up, 404?
Hey, what's going on, Zach, man? I just wanted to call and tell you thank you. You know, I called you about the prop bet for the touchdown for the Steelers game. And then I got the prop bet today for Edwards touchdown.
Boom.
I'm taking off next week. I don't have to work next week because I started following you. I just wanted to.
Well, hey, here's what I'd say. Here's what I'd say. It's nice to have time off, so congratulations on that. But man, hey, you might as well just keep building your bankroll too while you still can. You just never know when you might not be able to work anymore. So that's all I'm going to say.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I need the time off.
All right.
I'm actually driving right now, working, but I'm taking a week off next week because of the knowledge, man. It's been about 7 or 8 months I've been following. You know, just figuring things out, and I appreciate you, man. I don't know where I'd be if I hadn't, you know, stumbled across this. So,
well, hey, thank you, because your calls helped the show too. That the call on the Steelers player, he had the perfect numbers. That was a perfect call, and when you called up with that one, I was like, that is the winner right there. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it up, man, and I appreciate you, man. It's no doubt that the information is what it is, and anybody that doesn't see it is just crazy. So I've been pleading and begging my family to pay attention. Nobody wants to pay attention, so I just, you know, I keep showing them my bet slips, and maybe eventually they'll pick it up.
Well, what's funny is there's another gentleman in the world who's been showing people his bet slips for about 5 years now, and he tells them how he was never able to win at gambling until he came across this knowledge. Now he's been winning for years, and the people around him just think now that he gets lucky. So that's how people are. They just want to stay closed-minded.
Yeah, man. You know, it just takes a few minutes and some brain power, a little bit of brain power, just to look at the patterns, the synchronicity of everything. I want to talk to you at another time, maybe about some things with presentations, but man, the information is what it is. There's no denying it. It's no nothing. You know what I mean? So good luck to everybody. Congratulations to everybody today and all of that. But I got to go, man. Thanks, bro.
All right. Enjoy the week off. Thanks, man.
Thanks, bro.
517.
Hello. How you doing?
Doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just some numbers that I did see and some symbols I did see during the football game tonight. The first numbers was Michigan had 303 rushing yards. So take out the 0, you got 33.
Indeed.
Okay. The other symbolism I saw was that Michigan has a black letter M, and the Washington has a black letter W, same as it is as above as below. That's kind of like what they always say.
As above, so below, Masonic motto.
Yep. So M, and then W. So one was just reverse the other. And then in the center of the football field, they had a green football for like green energy. And I've never seen a green football before.
Good eyes. I didn't see that. That is interesting.
Yeah. So there's, a lot of missed tackles, a lot of players fall down. I am from Michigan, and I'm a Michigan fan. Oh, one other thing is, I think you pointed out that teams with purple were going to lose important games this year. And the Ravens lost an important game here just last week or so. Minnesota lost an important game twice against Detroit Lions, who they've been promoting all year. And then Washington's team is purple. So there's 3 losers.
Yeah. Well, technically, the Ravens game didn't have any consequence. We expected them to lose that game. They're first place in the division, or conference, no matter what. But
right.
I think that observation was somebody else's. I didn't say anything like that, but that is interesting.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's just things I pick up. I follow you. I watch you. I don't bet. I'm no good at betting, even if you give me the right stuff. I don't understand betting. But, I send in the whatever it is, home to you every month, and I watch it. I think you're really interesting.
Well, thank you very much for the support. I appreciate that.
Okay, buddy. Take care.
Yeah, take care. Somebody in the chat, good observation. Ravens did finish the year 13-4, and Michigan's 134th season. Again, their leading rusher with 134 yards tonight. Indeed. We got to figure out how to get the mainstream to address this knowledge. That's the only way I'm going to get my support back up. I need way more people following this work, because I already know the people who are aware of me. The people who are going to support the work are, and the rest of you guys are just going to not. You're just going to spectate. What's up, 302?
What's good, Zach?
Yeah. What's up?
Another championship in the books, man.
Indeed.
We got that one.
Indeed. You take Michigan to cover?
No, I didn't take them to cover. I had parlayed them with a money line, and I had a future with Michigan over Washington that I got last week at plus 550.
There you go. Double win. Nice.
Pretty good. Yeah. I just had a couple of points I want to point out to you. What you were saying with that 206 earlier, did you know that last night on the Sunday night game, the last game of the season between the Dolphins and the Bills, that Tua, his home record fell to 20-6.
His name equals 206. Remember, the Maui fire was 206 days from his birthday. He's from Hawaii. What I noticed last night is that game was in prime time during the 81st Golden Globes, and Bills equals 81, and they had a nice theatrical comeback. So I don't think that's an accident.
I didn't even put that two together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then another thing I noticed today was like during the middle of the game, and I think this had to do with the game, like a sacrifice for Michigan. During the middle of the game, they announced that NBA superstar John Morant would be out for the remainder of the season, and I thought that was interesting because he wears number 12.
They just got their 12th win, right?
Yeah.
And he came back. He came back and got them the win on the day, leaving 12 days left in the year, and the word gun equals 12, and he's supposedly out because of the whole gun ordeal. It's a joke, man.
Yeah, and did you see how many days after his birthday it is? Like, today's the 152nd day of his age. Michigan Wolverines 152, right?
Yeah, just Michigan's 152. I'm thinking about why they would use Memphis. Maybe just another M place. So they're sucking up the M's. Memphis. Okay.
Yeah, Memphis. That's what I'm saying. Morant, Memphis, the M's. That's just like
yeah.
I'm thinking about Mahomes too. 47 total too, 57. 15 prime. So I don't know what they're doing, but I just think that John Morant thing was so scripted with number 12.
Yeah, very interesting.
Especially with the gun thing, but yeah, man, good work, man. I was in a group chat with my buddies, and I told them it was over before they even did kickoff because right before kickoff, they kept zooming in on the kicker from Washington, and he was wearing number 95. I said, this game's over.
Yeah.
They're improving to 9-5 again.
Yeah. And then Jim Harbaugh is out there with his brother. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they do. You pay attention to the numbers, the clues in the game. They're telling you the script.
Yeah, it was like exclusively, and I'm like, damn, I'm not even gonna bet too much like before the game. I'm just gonna wait to see like what they're showing on the screen because they did it on Saturday too. They had showed a stat like right before the coverage came on the Texans game, and it said that the Texans were 4-1 all time on Saturday games, and then they zoomed in on number 51 like 3 times.
Amazing.
And I'm like, come on, man, like. Houston Texans equal 51. They hosted the 51st Super Bowl. I mean, I was like, man, this is over. Like, it's just crazy what they're doing. Like they're making it so easy. You know what I mean?
You pay attention to the clues; it can be super helpful. Yeah, good eyes.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do for the playoffs this year. I'm just, see what stats they put on the screen and just look at the numbers and the people in the crowd, like that they keep showing. Like today, they kept showing like Michigan fans that had like a number 10 jersey on. They kept like zeroing in on them. So I'm just like, I don't know, stuff like that. They just give it, telling you like who's going to win.
Indeed. Yeah, great observations.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks.
All right, appreciate it. All right. Any last calls? Anyone else got any observations on the script? If you guys got here late, you want to rewind to the beginning of the stream. That's where the real information is. But we just opened it up here just to see if anybody else has anything else. Yeah, Elvis. Yeah, he got 42'd, old Elvis. He got old 201, too. The woman that was with him, her name's 201 when he died. But she probably fed him the arsenic. But, yeah, they said Elvis did black music, right? So they had to give him the 42 treatment. You remember what they did to his daughter last year? You know how Golden Globes equals 54? Golden Globes 54, Jesuit Order 54. Their logo's the sun, Sun 54. A Golden Globe. The sun is gold in alchemy. Last year, right after the guy won Best Actor for portraying her father, she's dead days later at age 54. You remember that? She might have even died on 54 date numerology. Did she die January 13th, 2020? That might have been how it was. Elvis's first concert. Oh, she actually died the day prior. She died. Or wait, hold on. Or no, it wasn't 2020. What's wrong with me? Last year was 2023. She died on 56 date numerology. Society of Jesus is 56. Jesuit Order's 54. They're the same thing. But Elvis's first concert was in 54. Oh, and that's right. Elvis's breakout year actually was 56. That's the same year he got the polio vaccine on live TV, 1956. Now it's coming back to me. 989.
Hey, what up, Zach?
Yeah, what's up?
What's up, man? I'm surprised I got through to you, man. I've been listening for a while, man. I've been listening for a long while, way before the Kobe situation, and the Falcons and the Patriots with from the 25-point comeback, moving the kickoff from the 20 to the 25.
Isn't it funny how that's what it is tonight? Harbaugh stays on 25 losses in the same stadium. 97, first championship since 97. It's just same script.
Yeah, man, I see the same patterns, the same numbers all the time, all the way from the sports, from the news articles to the predictive programming. It's crazy, dude. I just wanted to give a shout out tonight. That was all.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
All right, take care.
Peace.
All right. Well, we can leave it there for now. And yeah, again, you guys want to support the work? Join us on Patreon. We're breaking down the games every day. Find out what the game of the day is, where the value is, where the smart play is. Learn the knowledge, learn the patterns, learn what to work for, learn how to use your own mind with the knowledge. Those of you guys who watch sports, you can do even better than me. I don't watch these games anymore. I can't stand watching them. I'll tune on a championship, though, just so I can document the rigging. But, yeah, it's just, I mean, really, there's nothing left to prove. The only reason we still have to get out here and grind on it is because we're trying to wake the world up. The problem is the world doesn't want to wake up. The world just wants to be entertained. You know, the fans want to keep getting duped and wasting their money on these rigged outcomes. They were showing the Washington fans looking all frustrated and heartbroken at the end. It's like, what's wrong with these people? These people come out from Seattle? Are you serious? You're coming out from Seattle? You're from the same city I'm from? Oh, my God. You should already know them better. You guys should all been there with signs like, learn Gematria. So, anyway, young guy wants to hop on from Florida real quick. And here, we'll do that, and then I'm going to wrap this thing up. What's up?
Hey, Zach. What's up?
Yeah, how you doing?
So I found something pretty interesting about the whole Sandman thing. So the original character of Sandman was called Der Sandman with 2 N's. And I noticed that Der Sandman, which was the original story, was 4464. And I noticed that Fort Worth and the Sandman with 2 N's was 46. I noticed that there was a match there, so I just thought that was kind of interesting. I wanted to add that in.
Okay, so it fits in with the Michigan pattern. Interesting. Yeah, good.
Yeah,
one.
Yeah. So it was written by E.T.A. Hoffman in 1816.
1816. Let's think. 108 years ago, huh?
Yeah.
Oh wait, 1816. That's 208 years ago.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, but that's all they had. The original story was really dark. It was about the Sandman is basically a guy who throws sand into the eyes of children to steal their eyes, and he takes them to the moon in his iron nest to feed his children.
Huh.
It's very weird. But yeah, it also has to do with the that lunar ritual. And I noticed that also there's one more number. The Sandman Signature Fort Worth Downtown Hotel. I noticed that it's 515, and I remember, like, if you remember years ago, I had called in about that number a lot in the Lego movie, that they said that the end of the world starts at 515. And it just, it's an explosion, and it just kind of reminds me of that, because in the Lego movie, it was also the same thing. That was like an explosion that happens at 515 that ends the world. But yeah, that was all I had.
All right. Well, yeah, great research.
Thanks. Yeah, there's a lot to that 515 number. I gotta look into that again. But yeah, that 515 number is definitely significant.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right. Till next time.
Yeah. Hold on. Did you want to say one more thing?
Oh no, I just said I hope to see you in LA.
Yeah, you can't say any more until next time is the closeout. So
yeah,
I'm not sure LA is going to happen this year, but we'll see. We'll see.
After knowing the work for 9 years, I'd like to finally meet you.
Okay, it'll happen one day.
Yeah.
All right. Take care.
All right. Take care. Bye.
So we got a YouTube celebrity in the house, Monograph Live. Hey, Monograph, why don't you come on here for a chatty do? That's his line. If you guys don't know who Monograph is, he's the guy who gloated after my channel got deleted in 2017. He said he had his minion of trolls flag my channel until they deleted the whole thing, which was unfortunate because we had about 5 million correct sports predictions on there. And then this guy got on as a big brave soul wearing a black and white checkerboard mask with his little video that he recorded of the woman duct taped up in the closet with the lightning blasting. Why, come on here, weirdo man, and show us how big and tough you are. It's the same weirdo who threatened me for Christmas Eve 2016, only before we had the car crash through the house, and then for New Year's Eve did an encore of me and a dead squirrel, only for a dead squirrel to show up on the step. Come on and tell people how you're in the Illuminati and why you're so awesome. Come on, Monograph. Thanks for stopping by. If anybody can figure out where this guy lives, he needs a chatty do in person. Hop on, Monograph. Show us what a big pair of balls you have. These weirdos out here on the web think they're real tough because they can hide behind the computer screen. I know he disappeared from the chat kind of guy he is. Like, let's see if we can get this video taken down. Yeah, he just vanished from the chat just like that. Anyway, we'll leave it there, you guys. Congrats to the winners. If you took Washington tonight, if you didn't have Michigan to cover, hey, join us on Patreon. So you'll learn how to see through the script a lot better. Guaranteed. And stop being the losers for all the people who drop by and leave the shitty comments in the chat. You guys are pathetic. Anyone who leaves a comment like, you lose way more than you win with Gematria. Only if you're retarded, literally. Only if you're retarded are you losing more with this knowledge than winning. I mean, we've compiled a long pile of winning history, futures. How did we do on this year with the World Series? Didn't we put in a future for the Rangers at 50-1 odds? After day one of the MLB season, we sure did. That's what this knowledge can do for you. And then did we not know exactly when the World Series is going to end? The 119th World Series, wrapping up on Bush's 119th day of his age, when that's how we called the Rangers in the World Series in Game 1. It was all synced up with George W. Bush. Opening day, Rangers blew out Philly 11-7, 267 days after Bush's birthday. That's the Philadelphia area code, doing it against the defending NL champs. Being an AL team, we said, this got World Series implications right here. So again, you guys, MLB, NBA, NFL, NHL, all of it. College, you learn this code, you see through the scripts. And I like this comment before we get out of here. I like the, I appreciate the hit the like before you get out. All right, we'll leave it there for now, you guys, and enjoy the rest of your evening. And hey, if you can afford to take the way off with your Gematria winnings, congrats to you as well. Till next time.